The applause roared like a wave crashing on the shore. Jason Cole stood at the podium of Harvard Business School, smiling politely, clutching his crystal, clear Future Leader Award, as cameras flashed and parents cheered. He wore a navy blue suit his father insisted on buying, tailored to perfection, much like the life Jason had lived for 24 years, but inside, Jason felt nothing. His heart wasn't swelling with pride. It was drowning in silence. "Smile, Jason." His mother called out from the crowd, dabbing her eyes with a tissue. His father stood tall, arms crossed proudly. "That's my boy," he said. That night in his dorm room, the silence was louder than ever. Jason placed the award on his desk, its reflection catching the light like a trophy in a museum. Cold and distant. He reached under his bed and pulled out an old sketchbook covered in dust. Inside were pages of childhood dreams, flying dragons, whimsical forests, and characters he had created in secret. He flipped through them slowly, his fingers brushing the faded pencil strokes like memories slipping through time. A lump formed in his throat. All his life, Jason had been the good son. Straight A's, debate team, internships at top law firms. But no one knew that every time he drew, the world made sense. Lines and colors brought him peace that law books never could. "Whose life am I even living?" he whispered. It was a crisp autumn morning when Jason took a sketchpad and ventured to Central Park. For once, he wasn't dressed in a suit. Just jeans, a hoodie, and a heart trying to breathe freely. He sat on a bench near the Bethesda fountain, watching the golden leaves flutter down. As his pencil danced on paper, shaping the outline of a little robot gazing at stars, a small voice piped up beside him. "Whoa, Mommy, look, that robot is so cool." Jason looked up, startled. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, stood beside him, eyes wide. Her mother smiled politely. "Sorry to bother you." "She's a fan of anything creative." "No bother at all." Jason chuckled. "Would you like to see more?" The little girl nodded furiously. Jason flipped through his sketches, and her face lit up with each page. "You're really good," the woman said. "Are you an illustrator?" Jason hesitated, then laughed bitterly. "No, I'm actually a lawyer." "Well, almost." The woman raised an eyebrow. "Then why do you look more alive doing this than anything else?" Jason blinked. "I'm Linda," she said, extending a hand. "I work in children's publishing. If you ever stop pretending to be someone else and decide to follow your real path, call me." She handed him a business card. For a long moment after they walked away, Jason just sat there, the card resting on his knee like a sign from the universe. It was Sunday dinner at his parents' house. The table was filled with roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, and the air of tradition. Jason stirred his food, anxiety churning in his stomach. "I have something to say," he said suddenly. His mother looked up. "Of course, dear, what is it?" Jason inhaled deeply. "I'm not going to law school. I'm not applying. I don't want to be a lawyer." His father put down his fork. "What?" "I've been living your dream, not mine. I've always wanted to be an artist. I want to draw, illustrate, create. That's who I am." His mother's smile faltered. "Jason, you're just tired. You've worked so hard. You'll make a difference as a lawyer. But I won't be happy." Jason interrupted. "I've done everything you asked. I got into Harvard. I won awards, but none of it feels like me." His father's voice was stern. "You're throwing your future away for cartoons." Jason stood up. His voice trembled, but he was steady. "I'm not throwing my future away. I'm finally claiming it." He walked out of the house, heart pounding, the taste of fear and freedom mixing in his mouth. Outside, he looked up at the stars, tears falling down his cheeks. "I choose me," he whispered. The next few months were harder than any Ivy League course. Jason moved into a tiny studio apartment, barely big enough for a bed and desk. He waited tables during the day, drew all night. Rejection emails piled up. He doubted himself 100 times a day. But every time he picked up the pencil, the world felt right. One night, while finishing a story called Paint the Stars, about a little robot who paints constellations to feel less alone, Jason remembered Linda's card. He hesitated, then sent her an email with the story attached. Days passed, no reply. Then, one evening, just as Jason was about to give up, his phone buzzed. From Linda Emerson. Subject: Your robot changed my heart. Jason, I read your story 3 times. I cried. Our team loves it. We want to publish it. Call me. Jason read the email again, then again. He covered his mouth, shaking. Not because of the deal, but because finally someone saw him for who he truly was. The bookstore was alive with laughter and light. Children sat cross-legged, listening as Jason read from his book Paint the Stars. Posters showed his name in bright letters. His illustrations covered the walls. As he signed copies, a small hand tugged at his sleeve. I love the robot. A boy whispered, he's just like me. Jason smiled, eyes glistening. He's like all of us, buddy. In the back of the room stood his parents, uncertain, awkward. After the event, his father approached. I read the book. He said quietly, that little robot. He was you, wasn't he? Jason nodded, unsure what to expect. His father looked down, then back up, eyes soft. I was so focused on the path I thought was right. I never asked if it was yours. I'm proud of you, not because you're successful, but because you're brave enough to be yourself. Jason hugged him tightly. At that moment, he realized something. Chasing someone else's dream may bring applause, but chasing your own brings peace. Jason's story is a powerful reflection of a truth many of us quietly carry. We often live lives shaped by others' expectations, not our own dreams. From the outside, Jason had everything: prestige, approval, and a path to success. But inside, he was silently losing himself, trying to be the person the world wanted instead of the person he truly was. His journey teaches us that recognizing your true passion is just the beginning. The real strength lies in following it, especially when the world calls it a mistake. The turning point came not with applause, but with honesty, courage, and the willingness to walk away from a life that wasn't meant for him. When Jason finally chose to live his truth, to sketch, to create, to inspire, his world shifted. He faced challenges, doubts, and even the pain of disappointing loved ones. But in the end, he found peace, purpose, and genuine pride, not because he fit into someone else's mold, but because he finally became himself. This is not just his story, it's a mirror for all of us. If you're struggling with the weight of expectations, if you've buried your passion to wear a mask of perfection, then let this story be your sign.